Welcome to The Late Show. I'm your host, Stephen Colbert. And I have great news about COVID-19. Is something I wish I could say. Unfortunately, and the little prompter here, it says COVID-19 cases nearly tripled in the U.S. over the last 2 weeks. Come on, America! For Pete's sake, how many times do we have to do the same mistakes before the consequences are different? This surge is especially hard on doctors. One hospital administrator described his staff this way: they are tired. They are thinking this is deja vu all over again. That, of course, is a quote by the great baseball catcher Yogi Berra. Reminds me of one of his other famous sayings: the future ain't what it used to be, and neither are the unvaccinated. Now, most of this... If you're looking for a good doctor, especially an anesthesiologist in the Williamsburg area of Virginia, look no further than Dr. Rod Fernandez. There you go. Right there. If you're in Williamsburg, he will anesthetize you with a butter churn. Back to our monologue already in progress. Now, most of this increase was caused by the Delta variant, but that's not the only flavor of COVID out there. And experts are warning more variants are coming. Oh, no, this is going to be just like the Real Housewives. New variants popping up all over the country. It's only a matter of time until one of the strains releases its own line of vodka. Some of the new variants are already making a splash. Illinois is reporting 6 times more Gamma variant cases than Delta. Gamma is a variant first identified in Brazil, which makes it easier to detect. Here's normal COVID. Here's the Brazilian. Now, just...
Nega Santos.
Now, there's no reason to worry about any of this if you're vaccinated. The scientific community agrees that the vaccines are up to the challenge of evolving variants. You hear that, pandemic? We can take whatever new stuff you throw at us. Do you have any idea how many new flavors of Oreos we've endured? Candy corn, pina colada, Peeps, wasabi. If you're vaccinated, you can eat a whole sleeve of any of those and probably not end up in the hospital. The only thing spreading faster than COVID variants is COVID misinformation, especially on social media. In response, Facebook has been hunting down and removing groups that present misleading or sensationalized information about vaccines. If you're lying about the vaccine, Mark Zuckerberg will hunt you down by land or by sea. Facebook finds the groups using keywords, but they're having trouble now because some anti-vax groups are changing their names to euphemisms like dance party in order to skirt bans from Facebook. So get ready for new dance crazes like actual Saturday Night Fever, the Harlem Ache, and the floss of taste and smell. And they don't just avoid detection with names of the groups, they also use code words in their posts. For example, instead of got the vaccine, they say danced or drank beer. References to Pfizer generally use the term pizza, and Moderna is referred to as Moana. Dancing, beer, pizza, Moana. If you're going to describe something you think is killing everybody, maybe don't use code words that are things that everybody universally loves. You might as well just say, my sister danced with a laundry basket full of puppies, and now I'm afraid she's given me rock-hard abs. In fact, she's pressuring the whole family to drink a chocolate milkshake with Jason Sudeikis. In one post, In one post, a woman explained her husband had become sick after going on a cross-country trip where he spent 2 nights with dancers. In this case, dancers is code for vaccinated people. But now her husband has a perfect alibi for going to strip clubs. Honey, I spent the night with 2 dancers, and now I have chlamydia. Fauci! Damn you, Fauci! Hey! Of course, the pandemic has aggravated our pre-existing condition of obscenely rich people. According to Bloomberg, super yacht charters are up over 340%. This is disgusting. In a time of dire need, the ultra-rich shouldn't be blowing their money on boats. That's money that could be used to launch giant penises into space. And it's not just charters. Yacht sales are also booming. Some billionaires are building such big yachts they can cost over $500 million and are in an entirely elite new vessel category, the giga yacht. Now, compared to a mega yacht, a giga yacht can hold 1,000 times more douchebags. These yachts, goes mega to giga, Tera. These yachts have everything you could want and a lot you don't. One yacht had a dedicated cocaine room. I'm gonna say if you have a dedicated cocaine room, every room is a dedicated cocaine room. And it's not just the boats themselves. During their time at sea, the wealthy find ways to waste their money on other vehicles. For example, many yachts will have a chopper come to replenish the caviar supply halfway through a trip. That must be traumatic for the fish watching from the ocean. Oh, look, honey, the kids are coming to visit. What? No, toast points. They also, these yachts, I mean, keep themselves well-stocked in human luxury refreshment. Some big spenders fill a secondary super yacht with women who are called day-use girlfriends. And we found it, the world's grossest combination of 3 words. Jimmy, tell us what we've won.
Paralyzing nightmares about the consequences of late-stage capitalism. Also, a Broyhill dinette set. No sex workers were employed in the manufacturing of this table. Back to you, Steve.
Thank you, Johnny. You want to. Before I get into my next story, I just want to say, keep in mind, everyone's fine.
I'm okay.
Today on Keep in Mind, Everyone's Fine, 10 people were hurt in a Dippin' Dots factory explosion. No one was seriously injured, which is actually surprising. That stuff's like pastel buckshot. And is this true? I'm told we have footage of the explosion. Everyone who works at Dippin' Dots is super hot. The explosion happened when a truck was unloading liquid nitrogen, the substance used to flash freeze Dippin' Dots, into the building. Liquid nitrogen, of course, is the healthiest ingredient in Dippin' Dots. Now, if you thought this headline was funny, shame on you. Because what's actually funny is that this is the 2nd Dippin' Dots factory explosion in 2 years. It's like the old saying, blow up the Dippin' Dots factory once, shame on me. Blow it up twice, why did they rebuild it? Nobody actually likes Dippin' Dots. But clearly, folks, Rob. Clearly, there's a pattern here. Someone is out to get Dippin' Dots. Why? Well, may I remind you, Dippin' Dots is the ice cream of the future. Someone is stopping at nothing to make sure that future never comes to pass. Here's my theory. The technological dotification of America's strategic ice cream reserve leads to Skynet. And self-aware killer dessert-making robots enslave humanity, but freedom fighters from the future are sending themselves back in time to soft-serve justice. Just connect the tiny frozen dots. We already know the only way to defeat time-traveling killer robots is with liquid nitrogen. That's it.
Then they done.
That's it. Case closed. Need more proof? Listen carefully to this famous line.
I'll be back. For sprinkles.
We got a great show for you tonight. My guest is the star of Hacks, Hannah Einbinder. When we come back,